And we are back to in the third segment of the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. And in this third segment, we are going to give a quick recap of all the NBA games that went down last night. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull up my phone. They're looking at the Eagles for tampering. I'm a Giants fan, so I'm very passionate about that. Screw you, Saquon. But regardless, let's go ahead and look at. I already talked about two of those games. I talked about the Pacers and the Lakers game. So let's go ahead and we're gonna talk about Detroit because guess what? Detroit won another game. Yeah, they've improved their record to 12-53. They beat the Raptors, who are rebuilding. They win. Is this like the first time that they won back-to-back games? Is this the first time they've won back-to-back games? I'm very surprised that they ended up winning this game. That is very impressive. So now, again, they are no longer the worst team in the Eastern Conference. That title belongs to the Wizards now. But I'm very surprised that the Pistons ended up winning this game. That's definitely something. I mean, granted, they don't have Scotty Barnes, so it totally makes sense that the Raptors are sort of like playing a lot of meh, but there goes Crucial PG in the chat. Detroit is 3-1 in their last 4. Oh my goodness, that is a Christmas miracle, and it's not even Christmas. I cannot believe it. 3-1 in their last 4 games. They're on a roll. That's it. Pistons in the play-in confirmed. That's what's happening. They're gonna make a mid-season run all the way, and it's honestly like, again, like, I am making fun of the Pistons, but still it is very, like, with the way that this team has been throughout the entirety of this regular season, it's literally an achievement when they win back-to-back games. Like, it's literally an achievement. And I'm going to look at the box score, see who played well. Jalen Duren, Jesus Christ, Jalen Duren ended the game with 24 points and 23 rebounds. I don't know what was going through his mind, but he was on a completely different level. He was a force to be reckoned with. Bro he decided to be prime Shaq for a day. And let's see, Cade Cunningham, he ended the game 8 for 20, 19 points. And that's to be expected. I mean, Crucial PG in the chat, Roman Catholic legend Jalen Duren. But yeah, like, I mean, that's a ridiculous performance. I did not expect that coming out of Jalen Duren. And Isaiah Stewart, most infamously known for trying to kill LeBron James on the court, running at him like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. 5 for 6 from the field. Let's see, Jaden Ivey, 5 of 13 from the field, 14 points. So even with this win, they still played really bad basketball. It was all Jalen Duren on the offense for the Pistons. And on the Raptors side, there was nobody that was good on the offense except for Emmanuel Quickley, former Knick legend, ended the game with 25 points, 8 of 19 from the field. And the rest of the offense for the Raptors wasn't there. I'm gonna be honest. It was meh. They don't have Scotty Barnes, who, again, the only other player that, like, he's actually the only player in the league that was leading in points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, basically every single stat that you could think of. Yes, he was leading the Raptors and all of that. Yeah, Kelly Olynyk, he was solid, like 8 for 11 from the field, 19 points. Bruce Brown ended the game with 17 points, 8 of 12 from the field. Nets legend and Nuggets legend, we all know Bruce Brown. And then there's Grady, I'm not going to say his last name, 4 for 13 from the field with 9 points, meh. And Jalen McDaniels, 4 for 11, 8 points, meh. And it was all right. And when you lose to the Pistons, very disappointing. Like, I think we all can agree on that. Losing to the Pistons is just like the biggest L that you're in your season. Yes, my Brooklyn Nets, they did lose to the Pistons, and I cannot stand Detroit. I do not like them. regardless, speaking of Brooklyn, we lose to the Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Yeah, I'm going to say that every single time we talk about Orlando because the Orlando Magic, they don't get any media attention. And I don't get why they don't get the attention from the media. Like, they are, let's look at their rankings right now. They are 5th in the Eastern Conference, and I don't understand what the marketing is around Orlando, but even when they're like good, we don't really hear about them. And I don't understand why, because Pablo Banchero is a great player to watch. His play style, it's like, how do I put this? His play style is like a mix. It's like half Melo and half LeBron, in the sense that, like, he takes a lot of shots, and he also knows how to facilitate and rebound the ball pretty well. He does know how to pass. He is a really good playmaker. He ended the game with 21 points, 9 assists, and let me see what he shot. He shot 6 of 6 from the field. He was perfect. He was absolutely perfect. Crucial PG in the chat. T-Mac better than Melo. Jesus Christ. No, I don't agree with that whatsoever, and that is my bias. That might be my bias talking for since New York fan, big fan of everything New York, and I just can't put someone who hasn't been past the first round over Carmelo Anthony. I just can't do that, and I know Melo, he's only made it twice, but regardless, I just can't. I literally can't. I can't do that. Refuse to do that, and it's Melo, and T-Mac made the finals. He got carried to the finals. There is a big difference. He was a bench player on the San Antonio Spurs. And in the end, he ended up losing to guess who? LeBron James! But regardless, we're going to talk about my terrible Brooklyn Nets now. Mikal Bridges, 17 points. He is not the player that I thought he was going to be. Like, he's not the star player. 5 of 13 from the field. 17 points. He's not it. Cam Thomas, 21 points, 9 of 19 from the field. Doesn't play defense. Again, he's not it. Cam Johnson, 4 of 7. He might be a worthy option. Dennis Schroeder, I was mad that we traded for him. I don't want him on my team. I want him shipped. I want him on the same boat as Ben Simmons. Get him off my team. Ship him off. But this team is very disappointing. And I'm going to put my bias aside. It's literally very disappointing because we thought that this Nets team, while it wasn't going to be, we knew it wasn't going to be great given how they just came off of losing Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. But with Mikal Bridges, we definitely expected a lot more coming out of this team. Now, it might also, the new coach that we got and the new scheme that we're trying to adapt to, it might also play into a part as to why we've been struggling. But Mikal Bridges is not helping. He is not helping the situation whatsoever. And Crucial PG said he wanted to add Daniel Jones to the list of people to be shipped off, since I'm assuming, since he knows that I am a Giants fan. I've said it several times. I'm not going to talk about football much, but yes, I do want him on that boat. But regardless, let's go ahead and look at the other games that went down. The Dallas Mavericks, they ended up playing the Golden State Warriors. One thing to keep an eye out is, let me see, Daniel Gafford. So far, he's made, I believe it's 33 consecutive field goals. He's made 33 straight shots, and he is about to break Wilt Chamberlain's record for most consecutive field goals made. Now, Wilt Chamberlain's record is 35 straight field goals. So we needs 3 more to pass Wilt Chamberlain. So that's something that we should keep an eye out for the Dallas Mavericks. They actually play a game tonight, so we could see him breaking that record tonight. And looking back on this game, I mean, the Warriors, they did not have Stephen Curry in the lineup. He is injured. So there was Jonathan Kuminga. He's been a very good option for the Golden State Warriors. Ended the game with 27 points. Andrew Wiggins, 17 points. Klay Thompson, 8 points. Fantastic. Klay Thompson is on the decline. He is definitely not the player that he once was before. 3 for 13 from the field, 2 of 7 from three. He's not the player that everyone thought that he was. And Chris Paul, even worse. 4 of 12 from the field, 1 of 4 from three. And I was wrong. I thought that Chris Paul would be able to keep this team afloat, but 9 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. That's not going to bring any kind of impact to the team. And he needs to bring a lot more impact to the team. Now it might be because Klay Thompson was missing, and a lot of the rest of the players were also missing from three. So we definitely probably did not get as many assists. But still, losing to the Mavs is it's not a bad thing, but it's something that the Golden State Warriors can't really afford, because now, since they're fighting for the play-in spot, being the 10th seed, they have to make sure that they win every single game to give them the best odds of not staying in that 10 or 9 seed. Even though I don't really think they're going to make the 8th seed. The Mavericks, on the other hand, Kyrie Irving ended the game with 23 points, 10 assists. Luka Doncic didn't drop a triple-double this time, ended the game with 21 points, 9 assists, and 3 rebounds. And everybody else, they shot very efficiently. I mean, what do you expect when you have Luka being a playmaker for you? Derek Lively ended the game with 12 points, 6 of 8 from the field. Josh Green ended the game 5 of 6 from the field, and everyone else, they all played their role, and they all contributed in beating the Golden State Warriors. It's definitely something that, definitely a team that was expected to win. And now that they go up against the OKC, coming later in tonight, we'll see if he's able to break that score, if Gafford is able to break that scoring record. And would we count it as a scoring record? I think we count it as a scoring record. I mean, it's Wilt Chamberlain. He holds almost every single scoring record that you could possibly imagine. I mean, anytime you're on a list with him, and possibly breaking one of his records, immediately you are a great player. Also, it should be noted that Luka Doncic exited the game. He left the game due to hamstring tightness. So this might play a factor into this next coming game. He might be questionable going up against OKC. I'm not entirely sure if he's going to actually play against the Oklahoma City Thunder and risk aggravating that hamstring even more. But yeah, his hamstring is sore, so no idea if he's going to sit out. He might not sit out, but who knows? There's still no confirmation. Next is Cleveland going up against the Pelicans. Now, this time Cleveland does have Donovan Mitchell. However, Donovan Mitchell did not play well in this game, only getting 14 points, 5 of 16 from the field. But it doesn't matter, because that's why they have Darius Garland. 10 for 16 from the field, 27 points. And 11 assists as well. I knew I forgot something on this stat sheet. Jarrett Allen ended the game with 17 points and 10 rebounds. Very, very impressive. And let me just go ahead and continue looking at the box scores. Sam Merrill ended the game with 15 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 5 of 10 from 3. And again, this Cavs team, they're a really good team. They might be a better team than what I initially thought. I thought the Knicks were a better team when compared to the Cavs, but so far the Cavs have sort of proven that they are much better than the Cavs have proven that they're a lot better than what they actually are, given how they came back from the Boston Celtics in that one game. And that game against Boston, it sort of changed my perspective on Cleveland, because you have to be a unit to come back from Boston when you're down 20 points in the fourth quarter. You got to be some kind of unit. The Pelicans, Zion Williamson, he finally had a great game, ended the game with 33 points. I really want Zion to succeed in this league. Other than LeBron and Giannis Antetokounmpo, he is the best finisher around the basket that I've ever seen. And Brandon Ingram ended the game with 20 points, 8 of 14 from the field. CJ McCollum, meh, 3 of 10 from the field, only 8 points. And, Jesus Christ. The Pelicans, they only hit 4 threes. I think that's what Crucial PG in the chat, he was saying they shot a total of 3 the whole game. And, I'm not entirely sure what that means, but maybe he's talking about the amount of 3-pointers that the Pelicans made, because they only made 4. They shot 4 for 22 from 3, and that's not ideal when you go against. Oh, he's talking about so Crucial PG's talking about the free throws going up against for the Cavs. The Cavs, they only took 3 free throws in this game. So that means that and they only made 2 of them. So he's referring to how the Cavs, they scored 114 points on straight buckets. Not any free throws. And in an era where free throws, they seem to dominate a lot of the offense, that's actually very impressive, because the Pelicans, they ended up shooting 22 free throws. So the fact that they almost doubled in free throws and still couldn't end up coming out on top definitely shows how good of a team this Cleveland Cavaliers really is. And Crucial PG in the chat, he says they didn't shoot a single free throw until the 4th quarter. Very, very impressive stuff coming in from the Cavs. Very good team. Let's see. What are the other games? I'm going to go and rattle off all these other games. The Trailblazers, they beat the Hawks. Whatever. I mean, 2 bottom-feeding teams. I mean, I'm surprised that the Hawks ended up losing, but the Blazers, they aren't really going to do much going into the play-in. Like, they aren't going to make the play-in whatsoever. Charlotte, they ended up beating the Grizzlies. And, again, 2 bottom-feeding teams. Don't really need to touch on them that much. And let's see. This next game, I saved this game for last, because this is going to actually go into my 4th segment. So, the Miami Heat, they ended up losing to the Nuggets yet again in this matchup. So Jokic, he ended the game with 12, 14, and 6. I mean, he I wouldn't say he underperformed, because he only took 8 shots, but not a very productive game offensively, considering like how we've seen Jokic stuff the box scores. And Michael Porter Jr. ended the game with 25 points. Aaron Gordon ended with 16 points. Jamal Murray ended with 14 points. Jamal Murray has ambitions to being the best player in the NBA and the best player that the NBA has ever seen. Good luck to him on that. I really like his confidence. I personally don't think he's going to be the best player ever, but that's just me. If he has that confidence, all power to him. You always love those players with that kind of confidence. And this goes into my 4th segment, which is going to be about playoff Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat and my personal opinions on playoff Jimmy. But before I do that, I'm going to rattle off the box scores of this game. So Jimmy Butler, 15 points, 6 of 16 from the field. Bam Adebayo, 17 points, 7 of 15 from the field. Terry Rozier, 14 points, 6 of 13 from the field. And the rest of the team, they only made 5 3-pointers. You aren't going to win making only 5 3-pointers. But with that, we're out of time for this 3rd segment. So now I'm going to go into the 4th segment, where we talk about playoff Jimmy Butler and exactly what playoff Jimmy Butler is. So I will be right back after this short break.